Welcome to the SMITE God reveal for Susano, God of the Summer Storm. Brother to Amaterasu, Susano was born to rule the world, but he was tempestuous, with a flaring anger, wicked tongue, and a penchant for destruction. Their father, Izanagi, would have none of it and decreed that Susano live in the underworld. Susano descended to Earth on his way to the underworld. He carried only his 10-span sword and regret. This was his nature, to broil like a storm, to frighten and destroy what stood in his path, but a storm could also herald life. At a river's side, Susano ventured upon an elderly couple, weeping and cradling their young daughter. 8 children they'd had once, 7 devoured by the 8-headed serpent. To atone for his crimes, to prove his father wrong, Susano would slay the beast. 8 traps he laid, 1 for each head of the creature, with 8 tubs of aromatic sake as bait. Slithering forward, the Orochi spread his gruesome heads to drink from the trapped tubs. Susano cut the rope. The heads were imprisoned. One by one, he chopped the 8 necks until only the wriggling tail remained. Sweeping his blade through the reptilian hide, it left notches in his blade, revealing a brilliant sword inside, the Kusanagi no Tsurugi. To his sister, he gave the blade. His true nature would never change, but his intention could. Though seen on the battlefield of the gods, Susano's fight is not truly against those foes, but within himself. Susano's passive is swift as the summer storm. Susano gains increased movement speed for every trained ability on cooldown. This means at a maximum, he can have 4 stacks of his passive. Susano's first ability is Storm Kata. This is an ability which progresses. Susano moves thrice in quick succession, doing 3 unique movements. His first movement is a damaging cone sweep in front of him. The second, a damaging circle attack. And finally, the third is a non-damaging dash forward. After each attack, he has up to 3 seconds to fire the next one. He may choose to delay casting all 3 back-to-back and right-click to do a few basic attacks and click back on his one within 3 seconds to continue where he left off. All up to you. Susano commands the winds to blow, dealing damage in a cone in front of him. If enemies are caught in the center of the attack, they are pulled towards Susano. Enemies outside the center cone will get damaged, but will not be pulled in. Susano throws forward a gust of air which creates a whirlwind, dealing damage over time. If this gust of air hits an enemy god, the whirlwind will surround and travel with the enemy hit. Susano can choose to activate this ability again to teleport to the whirlwind, reducing the cooldown of the skill in the process. Susano summons a hurricane at his location that pulls enemies towards the center while growing up to twice its size. While the hurricane grows, it does not do damage. Once it reaches maximum size, the typhoon will shoot forward in the direction Susano is facing, doing damage to anyone in its path. Susano may choose to fire the typhoon early before it fully grows by clicking on his ability again. Keep in mind that whether you choose to fire the typhoon early or save the damage for later, it is important to be facing in the right direction when that time comes in order to do damage. This is Susano's bread and butter combo. Susano wants to get in quickly, deal his damage, and escape. When your jet stream connects with an enemy, you will want to quickly teleport to the target, use the first 2 attacks of your Storm Kata, and then use the final Storm Kata to dash away from the enemy. Done quickly enough, the enemy won't have time to react before taking a large portion of damage. Sometimes, Susano will want to save Jetstream as a more aggressive escape. This is where Wind Siphon can act as a way to close the distance with an enemy god before you unleash Storm Kata in the way used before. Additionally, if you can catch multiple gods with Wind Siphon, it will group them up to all take the damage of your Storm Kata. While Susano excels at hit-and-run tactics, sometimes you find an opportunity where you will want to unload as much damage as possible for a kill. Upon catching an enemy with Wind Siphon that you know cannot escape, or even better, multiple gods, dropping your ultimate on top of them will keep them still for your Storm Kata combo before hitting them with the full force of your Typhoon. You may choose to switch the beginning of this combo and start off with your ultimate and following it up with your second ability, only if you know you will be able to cast your one 1 and then near 4 without your enemies escaping. Susanoo's kit allows you to mix it up. Once someone has been caught by Susano, they will often try to run. Knowing this, throwing everything you have immediately may not be the best strategy. If upon casting your wind siphon the enemy leaps away, quickly follow them with your jet stream before unloading Storm Kata while they can no longer escape. Knowing when to throw out your kit versus waiting for the enemy to make a mistake is key when playing any assassin, but especially Susano. Susano is an assassin who excels at weaving in and out of fights like a well-trained swordsman, always looking for the right chances to strike. The mobility provided by his passive, along with Stormkata's dash and jet stream, means he wants to beat his opponents through superior movement, positioning, and finding chances to strike without being retaliated against before he can move in for the kill. Pair Susano with characters who can help him be more aggressive with his movement, like Geb, Khepri, Aphrodite, or characters that can make use of his wind siphon or typhoon pool like Scylla, Poseidon, or Sylvanos. Susano and his team are pushing middle lane Phoenix with the enemy team defending. He teleports in the fight with his third ability and unleashes his first ability on everyone around him, dashing out to avoid Phoenix damage. He ults and kills Kukulkan and knocks up Jingwei. He is forced to step back out of the fight once Jingwei flies away. He uses his third ability, finishes Jingwei and Shanga with his first ability, and dashes out again when finished. Using Giannis's portal to get into Emir, he uses his third ability to make sure he can stay behind Emir's active sprint and finish him. Starting off, Susano will want to start with Storm Kata to help him clear minions and monsters in the jungle. Next, Susano will want Jetstream for more clear, along with the powerful mobility. After another point in Storm Kata, Susano will want to get Wind Siphon to assist him in ganking before ranking Typhoon. After level 5, you will want to prioritize Typhoon, then Storm Kata, followed by Jetstream for the increased damage and reduced cooldown before finally maxing Wind Siphon. Susano is a character who can become a terror when built full damage, but runs a very high risk of quickly being caught out. To start with Susano, you will want Boomba's mask, boots, and health potions to assist him in clearing the jungle. From there, rushing Warrior Tabby for the power and movement speed is highly recommended. While experienced Susano players will prefer Jotun's Wrath, we recommend someone who is just beginning to learn Susano to pick up Breastplate of Valor. While less damage, the utility and defense can be beneficial. We leave this choice up to how confident you are with Susano. Next, Brawler's Beat Stick will provide a large boost to your power and penetration, allowing you to deal more damage to squishy targets. Titan's Bane will continue this trend. Next on the list is Transcendence, which will allow Susano to have more mana for poke while also having a large spike in damage. Finally, we close out the build by selling Boomba's Mask for the new Bloodforge. This item will continue to provide a lot of power while also allowing Susano better late-game survivability upon getting a kill. Thanks for watching the SMITE God reveal for Susano, God of the Summer Storm.